All right. Happy Friday, everyone. And thank you for all the nice, warm emails and messages out there. Guys are up early. The old Ben Franklin, early to bed, early to rise, definitely resonates with my listeners and clients out there watching me on Fox Business this morning at about 6:10 a.m. We'll get into that in a bit. We actually didn't really even delve that much on the program. I was kind of happy. I find it boring. They put up a box and people are trying to guess what the number is going to be. That's why. It's like going to bingo, for crying out loud. B7. Why? It makes no sense. I mean, you guessed right. Whatever. Anyway, jobs numbers. We'll get into that right now. Actually, payrolls up 261,000. Hiring remains strong. The unemployment rate went up. And again, it has to do with it's more of the household numbers and the people that are going on unemployment. So we're at a 3.7% unemployment rate. You got healthcare job gains, 53,000. Professional technical, 43,000. Manufacturing, 32,000. I'm not the only one that pointed this out. I go after them all the time. Kramer pointed this out as well. The manufacturing jobs growth is continuing. This is a carryover from some of the things that were done in the Trump administration, and we want to continue to have this happen. Go back to the Obama years, and he said that these jobs, manufacturing jobs, weren't going to come back. He straight out said that, and that's wrong. We have a very good environment here in this country. We take a look at how expensive our energy prices are now, but we're still a hell of a lot cheaper than the rest of the world. I mean, a hell of a lot cheaper. Again, businesses are going to pick and choose where to set up based upon the cost of doing business. And again, for the life of me, our potential here in this country, I always go back to that Bronx Tale line. Saddest thing in the world is wasted talent. I hate to see us waste our talent because we could attract that much more. Markets time. I'm doing the podcast today at mid-morning, late morning, up significantly based upon this. I'm glad. Kind of what I'm reading into that, and again, I could be wrong when it comes to this. I'm reading into it is that the market's greater concern is the economy at large. I think many people out there are concerned that we're going to break it. Sometimes, again, that's the whole Fed thing. We got to break the economy. We got to, break the jobs market. We got to drive wages down. Again, as you well know, I don't subscribe to that theory at all. I never have. You mean to tell me more Americans working, making more money is somehow a bad thing, that they can go out there and build and create and consume? And I've said for the longest time, did we have way too much money? Did we hand everybody out checks? And again, there was a bit of a wash there to some degree. They were trying to entice people to buy stuff they probably shouldn't buy in the first place because they shut down the damn economy and they didn't want the entire thing to collapse. Well, they slop up a lot of that money when the Fed draws down on its balance sheet, which is what we need to have happen. And it has happened. But, as far as inflation that's hitting the bare necessities, again, I know I'm repeating myself here on the podcast. The Fed can't fix that. We did talk about layoffs this morning on the Fox Business program. And I forget the gentleman's name that was on with me. And he was talking about the layoffs hitting the tech sector and the growth part of the economy and how it's showing weakness. And I kind of disagree with that. I mean, I think, that there's weakness out there. This goes to my whole thoughts when it comes to recessions and slowdowns. It's an opportunity, if you're smart, to retrench It's an opportunity to take a look at what you have, what you don't have, what you need to get rid of, how to go about trimming costs. Sometimes that gets lost when the economy is booming and money is rolling in. You oftentimes, you might let that go by the wayside. Well, there's no more free money. Economy has slowed down and companies are going to have to take a greater look. And I think that what you're seeing in the tech sector, I mean, talked about Lyft yesterday with the layoffs, Amazon freezing hiring. Apple looks like that they're going to be freezing hiring as well. I have no problem with that. I actually think that's a good thing. We've discussed productivity here on the podcast and the importance of productivity and capitalism. And we've seen businesses, the productivity numbers, and how businesses are getting less productivity out of the workers they have. What does that mean? That means they have too many damn workers. You have too many workers, and this whole concept that's been put out there, it's a phrase, quiet quitting. I've called it bullshit. Okay. In my day, we called them slackers. Slackers, and you get rid of slackers. Elon Musk. Musk laying off half of Twitter's staff. He also canceled Twitter's day of rest. They have days of rest, one of these perks. I don't even know how does that actually work? Anyway, days of rest. Anyway, he lays people off. We're going to start seeing more of these things. And it's funny is that in the state of California, lawsuit was filed saying that, you're going to lay that many people off. You got to give 60 days notice. And I don't know what the law is in California, but that's stupid. There's a reason why, our unemployment, it's ticked up, but it's still 3.7%. And you can go to Europe and it's through the roof. And yesterday we talked about here, the UK talking about the unemployment's going to be horrible through 2025. It's pathetic. One of the things is we have a dynamic labor market here. If you need to lay people off, you can lay people off. There's good firing and there's bad firing. The bad firing is when you have no choice. You know what bad firing is? Godfather reference. Godfather 2 reference. When Don Fanucci comes in to the grocery store and you got the young Don Corleone there working, played by Robert De Niro in Godfather 2. And Don Fanucci tells the grocery store owner, you have to hire my kid or my cousin or nephew, whatever it was. And it's a bad firing because guess what? He had to fire someone that he wanted to keep. He had no choice because the mafia was forcing him. You don't want to be forced to fire people. That's bad firing. Forced in a way where the economy may be forcing you to fire people. You have no business. You have to lay people off. Bad firing. Good firing. There's good firing as well. Good firing is when you get rid of the waste. Oh, yes, I'm calling workers waste. And you know who you are. I know many of you are not going to be listening to this program, but you know who they are in the places that you've worked throughout your career. Dead weight. Good firings. That makes the company more productive. That money that was going to that worker, which wasn't producing anything, can then go somewhere else. Could go back to the owners, go to the shareholders, could buy back stock, could give other employees that are doing a good job a raise. It's a more efficient use of capital. That's good firing. I know I think of firing today, it popped into my mind. And it's unfortunate. I should probably talk about this guy a little bit more. We go to, characters in business. I know I've done Gordon Gekko and was Edward Lewis and Pretty Woman and some of these other ones. And we sub-reference Boiler Room and Margin Call. But the television show, huge fan of it. HBO show was Entourage. Loved that program. Loved it. It was just, every program you left with a smile on your face. It's hilarious. But anyway, no way could that show be made in the cancel culture woke world that we live in today, which is unfortunate. But anyway, Ari Gold character. Jeremy Piven played him, is the head of this talent agency. He's an agent. And there's a scene where he takes over this rival agency, and he goes into the agency with a paintball gun, and he's firing people by shooting with the paintball gun. And I'm like, it was hilarious. But tell me, people, there's at times you wish you could do that. Now, again, I run a small shop here, but back in the day when I worked on Wall Street, oh yeah, you could just go through. It was like people just, coasting. Yeah, you got to get rid of the coasters. That whole quiet quitting thing has got to go. And again, that'll help bring inflation down as well. Anyway, what's this mean? Markets, portfolio. Again, people, we don't want to see the economy collapse. We don't want to see it crash. We don't want to see people put out of work. I think that if we can get through this over the next few months, hopefully the Fed will wisen up. And again, I know we talked a lot about the Fed this past week and some of the comments that they made, Jay Powell. I didn't really buy into it all. Just didn't buy into anything that he was saying, quite frankly. But anyway, let's talk about this. U.S. allies set parameters for cap on Russian oil. Okay. This, again, I'm taking a look at this right now, and there's a lot of loopholes. Again, I think that this is the United States and Europe and whatnot trying to look really, 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 really tough on Russia. But when push comes to shove, again, they're setting a price cap. But make no bones about it, Russia's not going to lose money selling oil. They're still going to make money. If that was the case, they wouldn't sell it anymore. And yesterday we talked about that little loophole, the refinery in Sicily where Lukoil can ship it back here to the United States, and it's no longer Russian, it's Italian. Again, they're setting some parameters on this, but I'm sorry. I'm not really buying into the teeth aspect. This is kind of neat. It's a business story here. I think this is very smart, in fact. Aldi, grocery store, and Walmart have unleashed what they're calling the Thanksgiving price rewind. Again, cost is high, food, you name it. Guess what? Walmart and Aldi say, you know what? We're going to roll back. It's going to be our kind of a marketing thing. They roll back the price of Thanksgiving items. I forget how many items there are. It's quite a bit. They're actually rolling it back to 2019 levels. And then you're going to see other retailers pick up on this as well. It's genius, quite frankly. Genius. They look like heroes. They're doing a solid by their customers, and it's just going to bring more people into their stores. Let's say that they're losing money on this stuff. So what? It's a lost leader. I learned about that. Again, I learned more in working in the real world and in restaurants and the myriad of things I did growing up than I did in college when it comes to this stuff. It's just working at a, fine dining Italian restaurant, and, they have an ossobuco on the menu, and I know how much it costs, how much it costs us when it comes in. I just wanted to check to kind of see how these things were working. And I talked to the owner about it. The owner's like, hey, we lose money when we sell on an ossobuco. We lose money on it. So we put it out at a great price, but guess what? We're making money on the wine. We're making money somewhere else. And again, it's a similar concept here, and I like it. I think it's a great idea. New car loan rates set to hit 14-year high. And that, means leases have gone through the roof as well. Again, I mentioned this before, talked about it. I have 2 cars coming out of their lease within the next couple of months, and I'm buying them both. I mean, it's patently absurd how much more expensive cars have gotten over the past 3 years. Now, again, a lot of it is due to financing. I got to check this too, because I know, what do you lease cars for? Talk to my accountant. Okay. You run a business, you get the certain deductions. I'll leave it at that. Anyway, it's going to make it very difficult. Very, very. I think that the whole auto market is going to slow down to some degree. It's just getting cost prohibitive. Really is. These rates are skyrocket. Anyway, showdown over climate reparations brewing, and it's going to determine the success of the COP27 summit. What is the COP27 summit? This climate action crap, UN climate change nonsense. I'll be honest with you, people. They're asking wealthy countries. They've got a group put together. Poor countries are asking wealthy countries for climate reparations. That's right, climate reparations. I can't make this stuff up. Yep, because we're somehow bad. I guess there's parts of the world they're saying that just that you can't live there anymore. I don't. Can you explain this to me? Because I live right near the water, and people have had houses here on the water. And the area got hit with Hurricane Sandy and did some damage. But I don't see the beaches going under anytime soon. I don't. This is just another racket, quite frankly. Another racket. So now you want trillions. I want trillions and trillions of dollars. They just hand it to them. What do you think they're going to do with that money? Where do you think that money's going to go? I mean, it's going to be great for Swiss bankers and Cayman bankers, because that's where the money is going to end up. These countries are asking for trillions of dollars in climate reparations. You think they're going to start buying Teslas with that? Couldn't make this stuff up if you wanted to. Anyway, I'm gonna do a bad story. It's a follow-up from yesterday. Then we'll do something that's kind of funny. It's Friday. Thank God, they caught the rapist. The rapist from the rape that took place in the West Village while the girl was jogging yesterday. Read the story today. 25 times this individual's been arrested, and he's got other two, aggravated sexual assault charges against him pending. Guy's out. This person supposedly living at a homeless shelter right now. How and why is this person out of jail? How did they afford bail? They got 2 pending sexual assault charges. I don't get it at this point in time. I really don't. I don't know how you vote for people that allow for this to happen. You know what? That's on you. These crimes, these thefts, this violence, that's on you. You voted for this. Shame on you. How do you vote on this? And what's funny right now is what I'm seeing all across social media. The left has gone all in with, if you love democracy and you love freedom, you got to vote for the donkeys. And it's all about abortion. They're trying to frame, I know they've been pushing it, but they're going all in right now on abortion. And it's pathetic. It really is. It's honestly, I'm not, I've got my opinion on it. I'm not going to even share it with you right now. You can try to guess what it is, because that's not important for this argument. What's important is that issue more important than people not being able to afford to put gas in their cars or heat their homes? Is it more important that we've got massive crime taking place in this country? Is it more important that over 100,000 people died of drug overdoses in this country? That one issue is bigger than that? That's how you're going to vote, based upon that one thing? Well, if that's the case, you're a freaking idiot. Sorry, said it. Speaking of idiots, AOC continues to try to get into these verbal spats on Twitter with Elon Musk. Are you out of your mind? This guy is a genius, for crying out loud. He's pretty funny too. And you're going to take him on, Ayok? Anyway, she tried to come back with, that was one of the back and forths that they had, because, she was making fun of the fact, how dare Elon Musk charge $8 a month for the little blue check mark. I can't do that. And Elon threw back the fact that she's selling sweatshirts on her campaign site for $59. And she came back saying, well, I got union workers and we pay sustainable wages and have health care, and the money goes to charity. No, the money doesn't go to charity. Elon found out. Money goes to her campaign. Anyway, have a wonderful weekend, everybody. Watchdog on wallstreet.com. We'll see you.